In 1804, London was the brutal, beating heart of a global superpower. But across the English Channel, the shadow of Napoleon was growing, threatening to engulf Europe in fire and war. In this era, true power wasn't held by generals or fleets, but by the bankers who funded them. And into this chaotic world stepped a young man named Nathan Rothschild. The Rothschild dynasty had an unlikely origin in an 18th century German ghetto. The patriarch, Mayer Amschel Rothschild, was barred from owning land and confined to trading textiles and old coins. But Mayer was brilliant. He became the court agent for a wealthy prince and devised a controversial strategy we now call front-running. Whenever the prince needed gold, Mayer would first buy the coins himself with borrowed money, then sell them to the prince. He profited twice, once from his commission and again from controlling the price. By the late 1700s, he was the richest man in Frankfurt. But Mayer didn't just want wealth. He wanted a legacy that would outlast empires. To build this dynasty, Mayer sent his 5 sons to the major financial capitals of Europe. Nathan, arriving in London, was determined to prove his worth. He dove into the textile industry, but saw a way to dominate it. Instead of just trading, he controlled the entire process: the raw material, the dyeing, and the manufacturing. He told producers, "I will supply you with material and dye, and you will supply me with manufactured goods." But these early wins were just a warm-up. The Rothschilds knew the real money was in financing wars. By 1814, the Duke of Wellington was pushing Napoleon back towards France, but his army was on the brink of financial collapse. He desperately needed French coins to pay his troops and buy supplies. This was the moment Nathan had been waiting for, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to elevate his bank to unprecedented heights. The British government was fighting Napoleon abroad, but they were losing a financial war at home. They needed gold, and only one man could deliver it: Nathan Rothschild. He made his move in plain sight. The East India Company was auctioning $800,000 worth of gold. Nathan later said, "I went to the sale and bought it all." He was betting on the absolute certainty that Wellington's army had to have it. He was so confident, he had already bought up many of Wellington's government IOUs at a steep discount, knowing they'd eventually be paid in full. When the frantic government officials came to him, they had a problem. As Nathan recounted, they did not know how to get it to Portugal. This was where Nathan dictated his terms. He took on the massive logistical challenge, shipping the gold not to Portugal, but directly into France, saving the entire military campaign from ruin. He later called it the best business I ever did. To pull this off, the Rothschilds had a secret weapon faster than any government messenger, an intelligence network powered by private carriers, fast horses, and even carrier pigeons. This system gave them information before anyone else, allowing them to speculate on currencies and government bonds with near-perfect accuracy. In finance, information is everything, and speed is king. Nathan Rothschild had used a flock of birds and a desperate government to finance a winning army, securing his place as the richest man in the world. When Nathan died unexpectedly in 1836, the dynasty he helped build didn't crumble. His father, Mayer, had laid a powerful foundation: family unity above all else. The 5 interconnected banks run by the 5 brothers were designed to support each other. To keep the immense fortune within the family, Mayer even arranged marriages between his children and their own cousins, a strategy usually reserved for royalty. This bond was tested when revolutions in France and Austria nearly bankrupted the Paris and Vienna banks. But Nathan's son, Lionel, bailed them out from London. For the Rothschilds, family always came before individual profit. As the 19th century progressed, the family pivoted to new industries like railroads and mining. They secured the rights to crucial mercury mines in Spain, a metal essential for refining gold. This move paid off massively when their London bank began refining gold, and silver for the Royal Mint and the Bank of England, giving them unparalleled control over the world's most precious metal. This control became critical during America's Panic of 1893. The U.S. Treasury was days away from running out of gold, threatening the entire economy. The legendary banker J.P. Morgan knew there was only one family who could help. He turned to the Rothschilds, negotiating the purchase of 3.5 million ounces of gold to rescue the U.S. government, proving the dynasty's enduring power over global finance. But the world's reliance on gold wouldn't last. On August 15, 1971, President Richard Nixon made a shocking announcement. The U.S. dollar would no longer be convertible to gold. For decades, the dollar's value had been pegged to gold, making it the world's stable reserve currency. But countries like France had realized the U.S. was printing more money than it had gold to back it up, and they began demanding their gold back. Nixon's decision, known as the Nixon shock, turned the world's most important currency into something backed by nothing but belief. The consequences were immediate. Over the next 5 years, the price of gold tripled, and the U.S. dollar lost 2/3 of its value against it. 2 decades of record-high inflation followed. This was a form of financial repression, an invisible tax that transferred wealth from responsible savers to borrowers, as interest rates failed to keep up with rising prices. Supporters of the gold standard argue that it historically prevented governments from simply printing money to pay for wars and inflate away their own debt. The story of Nathan Rothschild, who built a fortune on rapid information and physical gold, is a powerful reminder of an era when value was tangible. His world was defined by metal, not just trust. Today, as we face our own struggles with inflation, the very idea of money is being questioned. Some even imagine a future where advanced AI and technology make basic needs free, and our skills and contributions become the new currency. It's the ultimate contrast to the rigid, gold-backed, family-controlled empire that the Rothschilds forged 200 years ago. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden forces that shape our world. See you next time.